Sometimes, the deepest wounds come not from what was said to us, but from what was never said. No, I'm proud of you. No, how do you feel? No warm eyes meeting yours when you were hurting. If you grew up in silence, in emotional absence, you might still carry a voice inside that says, "My feelings are too much. I shouldn't bother anyone. I'll just handle it alone." But here's the quiet truth. You didn't learn that because it was true. You learned that because you had to. What emotional neglect really is. Emotional neglect isn't always loud. It's not always screaming or slamming doors. It's the absence of what should have been there. Comfort when you cried, validation when you were scared, space to be messy, human, and still loved. It teaches us not to feel, not to need, not to be. So, we grow up confusing numbness with strength. We become high-functioning, overachieving, but disconnected from our own hearts. Not because we're broken, but because love didn't feel safe to receive. The cost of suppressing your needs. You may find it hard to ask for help, to say, "I'm not okay," to even know what you feel. That's not weakness, that's survival. Emotional neglect teaches you to be invisible, and then blames you for feeling unseen. But your needs didn't make you a burden. The lack of response made them feel shameful. So now, as an adult, when someone offers care, you flinch, you freeze, you question it, because your nervous system is still on high alert, still waiting for the silence that used to follow your feelings. But healing begins when you stop silencing yourself too, learning to validate yourself. You're allowed to be emotional. You're allowed to need. You're allowed to matter. Here's how self-love begins after emotional neglect. Say to yourself what you never heard. You're not too much. Validate your emotions without needing a reason to feel them. Sit with your inner child and say, "You never had to be that strong." It feels awkward at first, like wearing clothes that don't fit. But it's not because they're wrong. It's because they're finally right. You are not being dramatic. You are being seen. Maybe for the first time. Safe practices for inner reconnection. Start small. Make emotional safety a daily ritual. Whisper, "I love you" to yourself in the mirror, especially on hard days. Place a hand on your chest when you feel overwhelmed and breathe with compassion. Journal what you needed to hear as a child and say it aloud now. Let tears be welcome guests, not threats. You're not weak for needing love. You're brave for learning to receive it. Self-love isn't just self-care. It's self-parenting. It's re-raising yourself. Gently. You were never too much. You were not too sensitive. You were simply in an environment that couldn't meet your sensitivity with care. You didn't expect too much. You simply expected what was fair. So today, let yourself begin again. Let yourself be the love that was missing. Because emotional neglect may have shaped your silence, but it does not define your story. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to love yourself fully.
If this voice spoke to your inner child today, subscribe for weekly faceless videos that help you reconnect, heal, and remember, you are not alone. Leave a comment if you're starting to reparent yourself one breath at a time.